Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are doing a unpacking of sorts of my new project that I'm gonna start. So it's not a kit this time. I was gonna do a kit, but then as I was going through all my patterns and kits and everything, this one kind of caught my eye and just sort of felt like what I was inspired to do right now. So I had to order some stuff because I didn't have everything that I needed. So I had to hold off starting her right away, and that's why I did the little baby possum, which if you haven't checked that out, totally go check that out. Super cute. So in the meantime, everything came in for this next one, and I'm really excited to show it to you. So I think at the end of the gingerbread house or gingerbread mansion, I mentioned that I might do a fairy kit, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I feel like it. I felt like it, apparently. So we are doing, well, it's not really a fairy, I guess. It is Nora Corbett's Ivy from her Pixie Couture Collection. So I guess technically she's not a fairy, she's a pixie. There you go. I don't actually know what the difference is in sort of the fantasy mythology stuff, but either way, she is so pretty, I think. I love the greens in her. So, as you know, these ones come as just a pattern. So that's why we don't really have a full unpacking as such, but let's have a look at the pattern. First of all, if you haven't done any of her stuff or bought her patterns before, I'm just going to quickly go over how they're sort of packaged. So you get this little square that kind of looks like an envelope. It has like a little seal on the back, and on the front is actually just a picture that's been tucked into the cardboard here. So that's kind of nice because you can take the picture out and put it with your kit if you want to sort of reference what, you know, what you're stitching, what area it looks like. I often look, sometimes if I'm looking at the pattern going, oh, this seems weird, I'll look back very closely at the picture and see what it is that's going on. And occasionally I found, not with hers, but with other patterns, that I could find mistakes in the pattern compared to the picture. So I always like to keep the pictures nearby. So it's nice that you can just take it out and you don't have to have this whole big thing. And then on the back, it has a little open window, and it lists all the materials you need. So here's the fabrics, and then the threads, and then you have, she tends to like to use the metallic threads a lot, so you have a little list of the metallics and the beads. So that's what we have. Now inside, when you open up your little envelope, peel the seal, and open it up, the pattern slides right out, and you're left with just this cardboard sleeve. So in this one, the pattern, there you go, look at her. You can see it's quite big, but the pattern print isn't too small. Some of them are really tiny. This one's pretty small, but not too bad. And then there's not really much added down here at the bottom, because this was the list that was in the window, but over here we have the stitching instructions. So it tells, your back stitch and what to attach the beads with, and yeah, just the extra little bits and pieces. And then the back is just blank. So there you have it. This is our pattern we're going to work with. So you can kind of take it piece by piece, you can fold it and work on that bit. Well, the one pagers are nice because you're not having like I find when you have more than one pages, you end up with this line, and then if there's a continuation of stitches, you either have to, you know, flip between all the pages and see, or you stop where that page ends, and then when you pick up the second page, you know, you have to pick up where that color left off, whereas it may have been just as easy to continue it. So this is nice that you don't have that. It is a little bulky to deal with, you know, it's a little harder to manage this big of a page while you're, you know, stitching, but you know, so there's pros and cons to either way of doing it. I don't know that I have a preference. Maybe this, again, for this size pattern, it probably makes sense. But anyway, so just as a, you know, a reference here, she on the pattern says that it was stitched on a 32 count antique white Jobelin, which is actually what I bought for this. And in my other video where we go through the materials in a little more detail, I explain I don't always use what they recommend, but for this one I did go ahead and do that. So using the 32 count linen, the finished stitching area is 6.5 by 9.5 inches. So not too big, which is exactly what I wanted. Some of those, I mean, you've seen some of them. They are masterpieces and they're huge. I wasn't ready for that yet. I wanted something a little smaller. I think that might be just a little bigger, or maybe around the same size as the Holiday Fairy series that I've been working through. I don't remember. It seems about the same size, maybe just, like I say, maybe just slightly bigger. But we'll see. I'm happy with that size if that's what it is. That's about the size project I wanted to take on right now. So that'll be fun. Now I did, like I mentioned, I have another video where I've put together our kit. So, but for this video, we have all the bits and pieces. So it needed, here's the 2 metallic threads that we had for this one. Here's all our thread colors. So some real pretty ones. We have some, you know, sort of sea greens, and then sort of your more mossy ivy greens, some cute pinks, and yeah, the browns and whatnot. I think this blue is really pretty. Curious to see how that fits in there. Being ivy, you know, you expected a lot of greens, and honestly, there's not that many greens. There's just a couple. Oh, I've just flipped them everywhere. There's just a couple kind of nice greens, and the rest are sort of complementary colors. But yeah, so I'm curious to see how they all come together, but real pretty earthy tone colors, which I think is just what the doctor ordered right now. So here you go. And then of course our beads. We had 3 color beads. We needed 2 packs of one color, the lighter color, and then we have a green and a seafoamy sort of teal color. This green's real pretty. So, and then the beading we'll do at the end. And this time, I mentioned in the other video, I did buy beading thread, sort of the clear beading thread, because it actually, interestingly, I've not seen, I didn't even know it existed, so I've not seen it before or any reference to it, but in this pattern, it actually tells you what you can attach the beads with, like what color thread, which is really nice because that's often the problem I run into with beads. I don't know what color to use. I usually just try to match the bead up with whatever is the closest color. But it also said, or you can use this Wonder Invisible thread. So as long as I was having to order, you know, the beads and the metallic threads, and I needed just a few of the DMCs, I thought, why not just order that and see if I like how it goes on better. So we'll give that a shot this time. Hopefully it works out. And if not, then I'll refer back to the other threads that she recommends. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. Miss Ivy Pixie. I hope she'll be really pretty. I think she will. If any of you have already done her, let me know what you think or what things to watch out for as I get going. All right? Okay, guys. Well, wish me luck, and I will check in with you soon. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.